Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more summoning for you guys. That's right, today we're going to be jumping in and trying to pull Saria. She is, kind of advertised to be this kind of Setsuka counter, and I really much like the idea of that, like the thought of that, like the sound of that, and I would definitely like to try to use her in Guild Wars and Arena. So today, there is no Guild War, but there is Arena, so we're going to try to pull her here. Let's see if we can get her relatively quick. I'll probably do some temples afterwards. I was hoping we can save some bookmarks for some of the limited units coming up, but I think it's nice to speed things along as well. So hopefully I can get a copy of her artifact while summoning. If you want a copy and you didn't pull one, definitely grab one from the powder shop. That's a free way to get a copy of the artifact. Ooh, hang on, please. Please tell me that it's the artifact. It's not this one, but please tell me it's an artifact. Alright, please be Saria's artifact. That is a 4-star. This one! Oh, that's a Soul Weaver. Okay, that's not Saria. Okay, Saria is a Ranger. Ooh, here it is. I think we did pull Saria. Wow. All right. That is, I'm incredibly happy. Don't get me wrong, but I did kind of want a second copy of her artifact. Because she is a ranger, and this artifact here, Awakened Leaf, let me just go ahead and show you guys right here. It says, after using a non-attack skill, increase the combat readiness of the caster and the ally in the back row, except for the caster, by up to 12%. And if you plus 15 this, it's 18%, right? It can only be activated every 2 turns. So the reason I really want this is because as a ranger, you can actually put this on ML Politis here, and ML Politis would definitely benefit from that, because now you can start pushing up units instead of just pushing back your opponent's units, right? But anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and focus on Saria, the real star of today's show. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at my Saria's build. I actually just slapped her on Grace of Growth because I realized I actually wasn't using mine, so it's a little shortcut here. We have her on plus 15, so every showcase here you're going to see her with full damage potential, and these are the stats that I'm currently running on her. Now obviously we are running her own artifact here, Awakened Leaf. I just want to see her bridging capabilities and how she can potentially synergize with other units on your team, right? Especially if you're using units like Ahmed and such, Saria could potentially be really nice in getting slower units to take turns as well. These are the stats that I'm currently running on her. She is a 220 speed. I did a little speed calculation for the first impressions that I did with Saria, and you want to be hovering between 220 and 230 speed, depending on how fast your opener is going to be if you want to guarantee Saria to cut. I'm running her at like 3,900 attack and 320 crit damage. You can definitely get more damage out of this than I'm currently going for, but I do have a Torrent set as well, so because her S2 is an AoE, and because her S1 actually targets multiple units, Torrent is actually a pretty good set to have on her, plus the fact that she doesn't really care if she loses HP, because, well, she puts invincibility on everybody, so that's pretty good. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into our first little showcase right here against a very meta defense team. We got Lady of the Scales, Genesis Raz, Setsuka, and a Bystander Hua Young. The Bystander Hua Young can be swapped in and out based on whatever your opponent wants. In this case, they want retaliatory damage against your team. So bring in Saria here against the Setsuka. We'll see how she fares. We're also bringing in Ahmed because my opponent doesn't have Harseti or anything on their team, so we can go as fast as we want. We're also bringing in Argent Wave's Hua Young. Should be attacking the highest defense unit on the team, which is Bystander Hua Young, because she scales her defense with her attack. And Veronica's going to just be great to deal with the immortality that Lady of the Scales provides. I know there's a chance for Saria to like strip if you soulburn your S1, you ignore res on it as well, but let's just say that with a Setsuka on the other side, there is a chance that you might miss, and if you miss, it's not looking too good, right? We'll be pushing up our opponent's Lady of the Scales here, but that doesn't really matter. Ooh, we did miss on the bystander Hua Young there, so that's fine. Let us go for, you know what, honestly, let's go ahead and push up the Saria. Why not? Let's see what Saria is able to do. So we go for the S3 there. Boom, greater attack buff on her. I think the crit damage buff might have gone to the Argent Wave's Hua Young. Yeah, there we go. We got a crit damage buff on her, which is nice. So this actually puts invincibility onto everybody. Unfortunately, everyone's essentially going to turn cycle out of their invincibility, but we are going to be able to rip this S2. And here's the problem, right? And this is the reason why they didn't showcase damage against Lady of the Scales. It's because, well, you really can't do damage against Lady of the Scales. The only good thing here is that we actually are able to come in with Veronica, and she can go for some attacks here. The other reason why I showcased Saria into this team is because bystander Hua Young will attack, right? It's a good thing that we didn't one-shot her with the Argent Wave's Hua Young so you could see. And because we have invincibility on everybody, it also stacks with skill nullifier, so once the invincibility wears off, we still have another turn in which we can still be fine. I'm gonna go for the Setsuka. You can't debuff a bystander Hua Young, and I'm pretty sure Lady of the Scales has too much resistance for me. There you go. We get punished for it, so double hit there. Thankfully, though, the invincibility helping us out, and Argent Wave's Hua Young. So now there's no damage share on the other side. Not that Argent Wave's Hua Young cared, because she ignores it with her artifact. Let's go and rip an S3. Let's just see how much damage we can do. Oh, that is very nice. We take down Setsuka and Lady of the Scales. Beautiful stuff. The Argent Wave's Hua Young will be, or sorry, bystander Hua Young will be able to S3. And I think we still have skill nulls on it. Yeah, we still have skill null on everybody, so that's all good. Unfortunately, though, our Hua Young is gonna die to the Roz, but everybody else gets to live. The extra protection from the invincibility, like, really does help your cleave teams survive. Now, Saria, I've been kind of buffing her as if she was a primary DPS. She is in no way like a primary damage dealer here. Actually, I take that back. Hold on a second. I like the damage. I like what I see here. But yeah, in no way I don't think is she necessarily a primary damage dealer. She's a very strong DPS, don't get me wrong. It's just that when you are looking at the... when you're looking at all the other units you could be using, Strazi and all that good stuff, right? She just doesn't really hold a candle to the damage they can output, at least not as consistently, right? You have to ramp up all of your focus and everything like that, right? Like this. So we do gain 2 focus there, which is good. And we get to buff her again. She's decent, but I think you can also use her as kind of a follow-up cleanup damage unit. Oh, there we go. So we don't even get to proc the extra S2. But if you use her as a cleanup unit, like someone else dealt a ton of damage and then Saria comes in, she can really do a lot with that S2 AoE, especially if you're on Torrent set. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into our second match over here. This time we're going to be running Straze, which means I am still going to be using Ahmed as a opener and a buffer. This is really showing the cleave side of things, I guess, against these arena teams and such. And I'm not much of a cleaver myself, but if I'm able to do it, then I'm sure many of you out there are able to do this as well. Against NPC teams, it is much easier to pull off than an RTA. Now, I do have bystander Hua Young in the backline. She is a relatively slow unit, 160 something speed, and what I'm doing here is going to be pushing up the team with Ahmed, of course, as you do, and Saria gains that that focus right there. Now, I am going to try to push up. I will try to push up the I think I'll push up the Straze here. I think he's pretty important to push up. And we'll see if we can weaken the opponent with Straze and then have Saria come in and try to clean house. Straze is currently on a, what is it called? Symbol of Unity, right? So he does have extra hit chance. Mostly so I don't miss the skills against my opponents here. Ooh, actually, Saria does end up cutting. Wonderful. I forgot she gains her own combat readiness here, right? She gains 30% whenever you do use an extra turn. So she was able to cut the Straze, which is pretty good. We will be able to come in now with an S3. I guess we'll set up with the Saria. This will put up an invincibility for the entire team, which is very nice. We also get an attack buff on everyone too. Doesn't really help the bystander Hua Young, but it did push her up. Look at that. The non-attack skill definitely pushed up the Hua Young here. Now, as for Straze, I could S3, but I don't think I'm going to be killing anyone with an S3. I think what I'll do instead is I will go for an S2, right, for the strip. There you go. She's going to counter, but we're invincible, so we're fine. And that counter actually did enough damage that proc my... Fuck my Hua Yang. So this is good because what we did was, ooh, we went into the Genesis Ra's. Beautiful. Yeah, so Genesis Ra's here was, it had the immortality, so I just used my Strauss's S2 to strip, and yeah, he's doing pretty good in terms of where he is right now in combat readiness. He also has a skill nullifier, so I think we're fine. We should be able to lap the Setsuka as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and skill 3 here. I think I'll just hit the Lady of the Scales. Now, no one besides Saria really gets that extra hit chance there, so... see, we do miss, and that is going to be quite unfortunate. So, yeah, we are going to get hit here. It's all good. Strauss gets to go, and we have this S3. Now, even though we have this attack buff and crit damage buff, there's an Empyrean Ilanov preventing defense penetration on the other side, so we are going to hit like a noodle. But even then, we still end up finishing off the lady, and we finish off Empyrean Ilanov. Very nice. But yeah, Saria now, after her S2, you really don't have much against Setsuka, so her being a Setsuka counter is like kind of valid. It's okay, it's an understandable conclusion to draw, but I can definitely see her in like an RTA type of situation not necessarily being the best pick into a Setsuka. Like, you really wouldn't want to gamble Saria into this, right? It just doesn't... This just isn't great. As you can see, Setsuka winning this fight. Yeah, and it's just, against Lady of the Scales, you can see the glaring weakness of Saria here, right? Now, I'm keeping this footage in here just to show you that even though she's good against Setsuka, she doesn't necessarily solve the problems in Arena or in Guild Wars, because Setsuka's probably going to be paired with the Lady of the Scales, and you just can't ignore the damage sharing effects. Okay guys, so with that last round being kind of a bummer, right, showing how Saria really doesn't solve arena woes, I decided to try a Rinnoc team with Saria, and we're using some speed imprints here, Wanderer Silk for 14 speed, and Watchashuri for 10 speed. This is mostly so we can race our opponent's Rinnoc here, and see what we can do. My Saria is going to be able to come in here and hopefully take a turn, right? We're going to gain that combat readiness against our opponent, and I'm definitely going to need to hit the Rinnoc here to try to push her back with this skill too. There you go, pushed her back. Ooh, we get countered. That kind of sucks because my opponent now has a giant barrier, and that is not great, but I will still be able to manage, hopefully. I will try to go for... Ooh, actually, now that I think about it, maybe we're in a little bit of danger. Hang on, 1 second. This will still be fine, because Saria's going to come in, right? The barrier is going to mitigate a lot of the damage there, yeah. But Saria's going to come in S3, watch this. Even though they have a young Senya on the other side, it doesn't really matter, because once we unleash this attack, because everybody has invincibility, we're good. Yeah, we're good. This young Senya is not going to do anything, and we actually did quite a bit of damage to my opponent's team there, which is wonderful. You love to see it, right? And she is going to cleanse, push up the team, all that stuff, but we still have Watchashuri, who's going to be going next, and Wanderer Silk after that. So let's go ahead and just finish off this Great Mortelix. He is going to revive with the Holy Sacrifice, and we should be able to come in here with, ooh, actually, why don't we try an S3, right? Silence and push him back and everything like that. Let's try to go for this. Wanderer Silk, do your magic. Beautiful, pushed him back. Look at that, the invincibility helping us out so much. The 2-turn silence is pretty much going to put more out of commission as well. And so even though the rest of my units get their buffs stripped, Saria gets to come in and hopefully the attack down. Ooh, attack down actually did matter there. Quite unfortunate. It's all good. We should be able to dual attack here. Oh, or sorry, we don't have a buff. Whoopsies. It's all good. We're going to finish off the board. Right, there we go. A little bit scrappy there. Unfortunately, against the Dragon King Sharoon. We would have dual attacked if we didn't get the unbuffable and everything. If we had all those buffs on our Wanderer, so we would have been fine. Alright, and it's pretty much just some cleanup here, but Yeah, Saria, as a solo DPS, I don't think she really works. You need other units to really help her out. But look at this, she does ramp up quite quickly, though, and we are coming in with a second round of bombardment against our opponent. There you go, birds coming in. This might be bad. Even if everyone goes down here, it's fine. Oh, ooh, we don't go down. Okay, that's good. Thank you, young Senya, for sparing us. The Rinnock is still alive. And we'll just go for an S3 to finish everything off. But yeah, you can see Saria actually recharges her focus pretty quickly, and I would like to showcase her again with Freerin, but in a less against the Lady of the Scales type of situation. That would be very nice. Well, we finally did it, guys. We found a defense team where Setsuka is on the other side, but there is no Lady of the Scales. For this team, we're going to bring in Lone Wolf Para for the extra turns and Briar Witch to prevent our opponents from reviving. I mean, they have Genesis Roz and Ruel. This is still a very formidable team, even without Lady of the Scales here. And we also have Freerin. The reason I have Freerin here is because she actually allows us to start with 3 focus, right? And that is going to be a very nice way for Saria to start the fight, because all you really need is to use a skill 1. You don't even need to use a skill 3 on her in order to pop off her focus here. Either that, or you don't need an extra turn unit like Lone Wolf Para. I decided to go with the Para anyway, just because I thought it'd be kind of cool to showcase other openers that have this extra turn, and the synergy of just pushing up your entire team is very, very nice. Let's see if we can... Nope. We're obviously going to miss, and this is the reason people hate fighting Setsuka. It is so annoying because you can just miss anything. There's a 1 in 3 chance that you're going to miss just because you can. And yeah, we had enough of that. We're going to come in with Saria here, and we're going to deal a really good chunk of damage to the other team, actually. That's incredible. I will, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and just soul burn this, because why not? The Freerin should be fine. We still have a few souls left over. Yeah, we're going to go for this. I know the Dragon Bride Sen is going to cleanse, put a barrier, all that stuff. It's okay, because we do have Freerin who's going to be coming in, using her skill 3. Now, unfortunately, our Ruel on the opponent's side is going to heal up the Roz, and there you go. That invincibility on both of the units is almost as if I did like no damage to my opponent's side. It is absolutely disgusting, but I'm still gonna rip this S3 anyway. Still see if we can deal some damage to this Dragon Bride Senya while we're at it. We are missing, so Setsuka will counter us. It's okay, we still push up though, and honestly, screw it. Let's just soul burn this straight into Setsuka. Look at that, the disgusting counters, guys. Ooh, double counters, wow. So basically it means I did like negative damage there. Yeah, we did negative damage in that case. We're still missing. Look at that. Second hit missed on Genesis Roz, allowing the Setsuka to counter. I don't know why, if they wanted her to be a Setsuka counter, why they would allow her to hit 2 units. It just seems a bit dumb, because if you hit Setsuka and you miss the second unit, that allows her to counter still. So yeah, outside of her S2, I don't really see her really being like this quote-unquote like Setsuka counter. Again, all the things that make Setsuka annoying are not just countered by having extra hit chance, right? Otherwise, Briar Witch Saria, otherwise all these other units would have solved this problem a long time ago, and they haven't. So we're gonna come in with this S3. We finish off the, ooh, didn't finish off the Dragon Bride Senya. We'll finish her off here though. Very nice. And here's the problem, the double invincibility from Ruel. Yeah, remember when we said Lady of the Scales was really good at mitigation? Well, there's no better mitigation than literally not being able to take damage. So there's that going for us, which is wonderful. Genesis Roz is going to come in and finish us off, so we do have to contend with this. I think Freerin can probably solo this, but then again, this is mostly Freerin doing Freerin things at this point, and not really Saria doing much. I guess we could build a base speed, like just a 0 speed Saria, but if we do, it really does take the utility away from her being able to cut and such. It would make her nuke a lot stronger, but you would still need her to take a turn, right? So that is the unfortunate part there. Let's go ahead and finish off the Ruel. She is going to come back here. Yeah, this is literally just a Freerin showcase. This is a, hey, look at Freerin and how dumb she is. Although the Roz is about to S2 us, and we're probably going to die from that. It's okay, we're just going to S1 so that we keep the immunity up. There we go, that way we can't be sealed or anything. And so yeah, so continues the, wow, look at this is so dumb. And Freerin's going to come in and just finish things off. There you have it, guys. Yeah, we do win this one, but Saria, did she contribute much? I wouldn't say so. It's just a little unfortunate how the matchups play out, because again, this is not just a unit-based game. It's not just Saria is getting used into Setsuka. It's Setsuka has 3 other teammates, and it's gonna be hard for Saria to handle all 4 of them at once. Okay, we got an interesting one on our hands for this match because while there is no Lady of the Scales or Ruel, we do have Harseti on the other side, and this is going to be quite interesting. We have Aram here, right? Obviously to counter the Harsetian shenanigans, but I did bring in my Argent Waves Hwayoung and my Saria. So Argent Waves Hwayoung on like full damage build right here. Technically I could put Saria on a damage build, but again, if you're trying to use her in RTA and things, you might not want to. You might want her to be at least, you know, have some semblance of speed on her so that you can still use her in other teams. I'm also bringing Archdemon because I literally have no way of dealing with Freerin otherwise. So we'll see how this plays out, and perhaps in the last match we'll try like a full damage Saria to see if like it works for her, if we can try to make her like just nuke everything in existence. But yeah, here we go. Aram is going to proc the bigger buff, which does allow Argent Waves Hwayoung to come in and take an extra turn. She does pretty decent damage right there, right? And if I come in an S3, so Saria actually jumps up as well, which is wonderful because Argent Waves Hwayoung takes an extra turn. This is the kind of synergy that we're trying to go for here. And I could S3, but I think it's probably best for me to just go for Soulburn here. Oh, did I Soulburn? I thought I Soulburned into... I guess not. Okay, I guess not. Alright, it doesn't really matter. Argent Wave Hwayoung goes down. Not really the goal I had in mind. I wanted to S1 into the Empyrean Ilna, finish her off. Saria will put invincibility on everyone here, and then we would have been fine, because then my opponents take a turn, and then we would have been safe, right? So there we go. Take out the Harseti. Freerin comes in. She is able to strip everything, but we are invincible, so we don't take the damage here. There you go, just like that, and Setsuka gets to come in and kind of strip the rest of our buffs and all that fun stuff. But yeah, if you can't finish off Setsuka, it is a little bit annoying because now you have to use your skills to finish her off like this. And we do manage to actually strip the Freerin of her souls, so there you go. Very nice. This is an example of like how you could potentially combo Saria though. Argent Waves Hwayoung, I've been using her quite a bit with Saria here. They actually work quite well together. You can have like a Conqueror Lilius as an opener as well, which we'll probably try to showcase in the next match. Okay guys, for this one here, we have Conqueror Lilius as promised. She is going to be the opener for the team. I don't know if Lady of the Scales is going to be faster than us or not. It doesn't necessarily matter. The rest of the team is relatively slow, hopefully, and Spirit Ice Link could pose a problem. It doesn't really matter if my opponent gets Immortality because I do have Briar Witch, and my Briar Witch is re-geared to just do basically a ton of damage, and we should be able to strip the Roz's Immortality if that's the case, and then finish him off as well, while preventing, of course, the revives, right? We're putting Briar Witch in the backline because both Saria and Argent Waves Hwayoung can push back the backline unit, so we'll see how it goes. The C Lilius actually does go first, which is wonderful. So let's go for the S3, and ooh, very nice. We go for Lady of the Scales, so that's gonna do quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, we miss. We would have one-shot Lady of the Scales if we didn't there, but let's go for an S2 onto the Spirit Eye Celine, and we'll try to S3 to see if we can finish off the Lady of the Scales here. I swear if we miss 2 times in a row, then that's just shame on us, right? Okay, alright, shame on us then, I guess. So, unfortunately, not able to do what we set out to do. And, well, the good thing is Spirit Ice Link can't revive, and Briar Witch did get pushed up, so that's pretty cool. Saria, though, actually didn't get pushed up enough to take a turn, so you can see that you can cleave pretty comfortably without her. But, I mean, I guess why not, right? Just have her there for some potential support. If she is an anchor for the team, if she goes last like this, which is not necessarily terrible, right? You will have invincibility for your entire team afterwards, which is a plus. But if you're cleaving, you really don't want your opponent to take any turn, so maybe that's a minus. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump into our very last match here. The only thing that I'm changing up for this one is I'm putting Aram in the backlines, and I think this is going to be a really cool interaction. So Aram is relatively slow, and Ahmed is going to push Aram up. This is actually a very common duo, Aram with Ahmed in RTA. You would see this where Ahmed's band protected and Aram's picked a little bit earlier, just so you can like reset Astrazi or reset your cleave unit and have them come and deal damage again. Well, I am doing that with Briarwitch here, and she is running a triple torrent set and all that good stuff. She's also running Renewed Will, which allows us to increase attack of everyone on my team, including Saria, and this also gives us a chance to push up everyone's combat readiness when I use my S3 as an AoE. So Briarwitch can push up combat readiness, Ahmed pushes up combat readiness, and Saria pushes up the backline unit's combat readiness as well. So this theoretically should be really good for me to push up Ahmed, and then she can reset Briarwitch as Syria after Briarwitch goes. We'll see if it works out here, but we're gonna start with an S3. We're gonna push up the team. We're gonna push up the Briarwitch now, and I really hope that Briarwitch takes the turn. Right, there we go. Saria takes the turn instead. Ooh, you know what? This can be a little bit of an issue. I guess my speed tuning is a little off here, but I will just go for it anyway. We'll go for the S3, and this does push up Aram. Hopefully Aram goes after the Briarwitch, but I think Aram might cut in front. Ooh, very nice damage, guys. Look at that. So what I will do, actually, is I will push up the... Ooh, should I push up Ahmed? I can technically push up anybody. I could replenish invincibility. Wow, I can do a lot of things here. You know what? I'm just going to end up going for the Briarwitch, just to give her the extra damage. It's fine. I don't need 2 S3s with Briarwitch in this fight anyway, but I equipped Aram with the bird's eye view, so I give souls. So now Briarwitch can come in, greater attack buff, crit damage buff, ignore res, strip, extra damage. Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy, so... You know what? I like this. I like this a lot, except the fact that BBK survived, but hey look, everyone's invincible or a skill null, so we're good. Anyway, we got buffed again, so we have extra damage for Vigor buff. And there you guys have it. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Saria is a pretty interesting unit. I'm curious as to see what you guys think about her and what team comps do you want me to try next. Especially in Guild Wars, do expect a video on her soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.